In this video, we're going to talk about printing and then formatting our output. So, make a templated project of the kind we have done before. I've already done that. Now I want you to type this, console.writeLine, and you will say the following, okay? Example of output, okay? And then I want you to write that, then a 0, and then close the curly brace, and then comma, and then put 25 like this, okay? And then semicolon. This has the effect of doing the following. That 0 that is between the curly braces is a placeholder at runtime that is replaced with that number of 25. So this symbol will disappear and it's all replaced with a 25. In other words, what you see there is just a placeholder, okay? And that's an index. That means replace the 0 with the 25 and then get rid of the curly braces. So let's give this a go. Let's go with debug and step into so you can see how this works in practice. Okay, so step into the body of the code like that, hit that one, stop right there at that closing curly brace. Okay, come over here now, and it says example of output 25. There you go. So that confirms this has worked as expected. Okay, let me X this off the screen. Now we can produce output and formatted it using various formats. So now you're going to type console.writeLine and then example of money formatting like this. So now you'll say again the same placeholder but then comma 25. So now this will format as before, but the only difference is that we will make it look like currency. So add 0 and then colon and then C. That is the currency formatter right there. Okay, so let's view that. This time let's do debug and let's just do debug step into again. There you go. So first statement, second statement, closing curly brace, and let's take a look at the output. So as you can see, it has been formatted as currency. Okay, so close that. Now there are many other format specifiers you can apply, and I have some of them listed below. There are many of them, so I will show you a few more. But the principle is one and the same every single time. So now let's do console.writeLine and then for decimal places like that. So now we will say the following. Okay, you'll put the placeholder colon and then to 4 decimal places means F4 and then close that, and now you will put the number. So put in some number with some crazy number of decimal places like that. Okay, it's too predictable. Let's make it a little more random like that. Close out with a semicolon. Okay, so that they will print that decimal number to 4 decimal places. That's what the F4 indicates. Okay, now why do we have format specifiers? Because for example, when you have a financial applications, clearly you expect a currency symbol to appear. Okay, so it looks clean and professional. Okay, so that's why we have these currency format specifiers, for example. Okay, and of course there are many other ones. So that's one. We can also do percents. Again, those are also common in financial applications. That's a very good reason for having them in a practical sense. So console.writeLine, and now you will say here formatting with percents like this, and again put a placeholder and then colon, then apply the specifier, the format specifier, so that's P10 like that, close that, and then a comma, and then put in some number like that, and then close out with a semicolon. See? Alright, so that's enough of these, and let me delete this code. Okay, so that's the heart of our little application. Alright, so now let's go give this a build. To build means to take a look, so it's very clear to you. Give it a sec, it's building. There you go, and it says 1 succeeded, and it's generated this. So to build means to generate the executable file. Okay, so now I hope you have a very clear notion of what it means to build. Alright, so it looks like this. I go with debug, and this time let's go start without debugging. And it says example of output 25, example of money $25, 4 decimal places 25.5640, formatting with percents, that's 109.45455 with the zeros percent. Okay, and clearly as you can see there are 10 digits after that. So Let me exit off the screen. Let me auto hide that window, so that if we change this over from P10 to P2, as you might expect, debug this time, say in step into. Let's go through it. So this one, this one, this one. Here is also very helpful. If you have a mouse as the program runs, okay, it might give you useful suggestions at different points. See, here for example, you have this. You can click this. This is expandable, and it tells you what the base class is. We'll talk about classes much more later, but for now, if you have a mouse over certain portions of the program as it runs in debug mode with the step into, it can provide a lot of useful information that you might not, have access to so easily otherwise. Okay? And if you want, you can take that little thing that appears. Let me go back a step. You see that? And you can pin it, so you always have it available as the program runs. You see that? It's right here. It's been pinned. Okay? And then you have this little, you can even put comments in there. I mean, this is so cool. Alright? There you go, see? Alright, so let's X that off the screen. There you go. And now let's do one more line here. And here, let's look at the output. So it says example of output 25, example of money $25, 4 decimal places, and then formatting with percent, 109.45%. Alright? And again, remember here, click that window, go to properties, choose this one if you want, so that it's bigger, click OK, and there's the output made bigger. Okay, let's exit off the screen. So here's the code. Please type it, run it with the debugger so you truly understand everything as it runs. View the output, and remember the big idea is this quantity right here is a placeholder. At runtime it's replaced. When you put characters after it like C, that means currency, F decimal, P percent, and then the numbers indicate how many digits should be left in the formatting.